Have you ever dangled a bright red toy right in front of your cat's nose, only for them to completely ignore it and stare blankly into space? Or worse, have you ever woken up at 3 a.m. to find your cat staring wide-eyed at a completely empty wall, tracking something invisible across the room? It is enough to send shivers down your spine. It is so common that we often joke our cats are seeing ghosts, or we just assume their eyesight is terrible when things get too close. But what if the truth is actually far more fascinating? What if they aren't seeing spirits, but are actually looking at an entirely different layer of reality that is completely invisible to human eyes? The way your cat sees the world is a bizarre mix of incredible superpowers and surprising blind spots. And once you understand what they are actually looking at, you will never look at their strange staring habits the same way again. It is completely normal to feel confused when your cat ignores a massive TV screen, but suddenly goes into full predator mode over a tiny, barely visible speck of dust in a dark corner. We constantly judge their vision by human standards, wondering if they are nearsighted, completely colorblind, or just stubbornly pretending not to see the expensive treat we placed right in front of their paws. The truth is, their eyes are not defective in the slightest. They are just engineered for a completely different way of living. In this video, we are going to break down the 6 biggest differences in how your cat sees the world. Based on feline anatomical research, behavioral science, and everyday real-world observations, we will decode what is actually happening behind those mysterious, glowing eyes. To truly understand your cat's unique perspective, we first need to step into their paws and look at their biggest visual weakness, a surprising blind spot that explains why they often seem so oblivious to things right in front of them. 1. The nearsighted hunter. When your cat fails to notice a treat you dropped right in front of their nose, or when they do not seem to recognize you from across a long hallway, it is easy to assume they are just ignoring you or getting a bit clumsy. Many owners mistakenly believe that because cats are apex predators, they must have eagle-like, zooming vision. However, feline vision is actually surprisingly blurry at a distance. Behavioral researchers have observed that a cat's optimal visual acuity is strictly between 2 to 6 meters, about 6 to 20 feet. They are technically nearsighted. Their eyes evolved to focus sharply on a mouse darting across the living room floor, not a landscape in the distance. Even stranger, anything closer than about 25 centimeters, 10 inches, is completely out of focus for them. Up close, they are essentially blind and have to rely entirely on their sensitive whiskers to feel their prey or their food. This means that when they miss the treat at their paws, they genuinely cannot see it. So how can you use this to your advantage? When you are playing with a wand toy, keep the prey within that 2 to 6 meter sweet spot. If you bring it too close or throw it too far, your cat loses the visual thrill. Now that you know they cannot see far away, you might wonder if they can at least see the bright colors of the toys you buy them. 2. Not just black and white. Have you ever noticed your cat strongly preferring a specific toy while completely ignoring the expensive, bright red mouse you just bought? For decades, a popular myth stated that cats, like dogs, saw the world entirely in black and white. While this is fundamentally misunderstood, the truth is that they do not see the full rainbow either. Studies on feline photoreceptors show that cats do have cone cells in their eyes, but their color vision is similar to a human with red-green color blindness. They can perceive shades of blue and yellow-green quite vibrantly. However, reds, pinks, and oranges simply wash out into dull shades of gray or brown. That bright red toy that catches your human eye looks completely uninteresting and camouflaged against the carpet to your cat. The true meaning here is that cats prioritize movement and contrast over vibrant colors. The next time you are shopping for cat supplies, save your money on the red and pink items. Instead, buy toys in blue or yellow. They will practically glow in your cat's visual field and trigger a much stronger play response. If this is helping you understand your cat better, take a second to like this video and subscribe, and stay until the final sign, because it will finally explain the creepy reason your cat stares at blank walls at night. And it is a detail most owners completely miss. 3. The 200-degree panoramic view. You have probably tried to playfully sneak up on your cat from the side, only to have them casually turn their head and stare at you before you even make a sound. It feels like they have eyes on the back of their heads, and structurally they almost do. Humans have a visual field of about 180 degrees, but a cat boasts a much wider 200-degree panoramic view. Combined with an extraordinarily high concentration of motion-detecting cells at the edges of their retinas, their peripheral vision is nothing short of a superpower. They do not just see more of the room, they are genetically hardwired to detect the slightest flicker of movement out of the corner of their eye. This is their ultimate defense mechanism, ensuring they are never ambushed by larger predators from the side. Attempting to startle them from their peripheral blind spots does not work, and doing it too often can actually make your cat feel anxious and lose trust in their environment. The best advice is to always approach your cat from where they can comfortably see you and respect their incredible spatial awareness. This wide-angle lens is impressive during the day, but what happens when the sun goes down is even more astonishing. 4. Night vision. Superpower. We all know the chaotic sound of the 3 a.m. zoomies, your cat sprinting down the hallway, dodging furniture, and jumping onto narrow shelves in pitch darkness. You might assume they are just memorizing the layout of the house, but they are actually navigating with a biological night vision system that rivals military technology. Behind a cat's retina lies a reflective layer of tissue called the tapetum lucidum. When light enters the eye, it hits the retina, passes through, and bounces off this mirror-like layer back through the retina a second time. This is why their eyes glow eerily in photographs. Because of this, along with a massive number of light-sensitive rod cells, cats only need about 1/6 of the light humans require to see clearly. The meaning is simple. Our pitch-black midnight is basically a brightly lit morning for them. As an owner, you do not need to leave a bright hallway light on for them at night. A tiny crack of light from a window or a street lamp is more than enough for them to confidently rule the house. But their eyes do not just capture light better, they also capture time differently. 5. Seeing in slow motion. Watch your cat try to catch a housefly. They track it with laser focus and swipe the air with a reaction time that leaves us baffled. It often feels like they are predicting the future, but the reality is grounded in visual processing speed. The rate at which an animal's brain processes visual information is called the flicker fusion rate. A cat's flicker fusion rate is significantly higher than a human's. To put it simply, a fast-moving object like a fly or a laser pointer appears to be moving in slow motion to your cat. Their visual circuitry refreshes the frames of reality faster than ours, making them the perfect, precision-striking assassins. This is why dragging a toy slowly across the floor sometimes bores them. It looks unnaturally sluggish in their matrix. To truly engage their predatory instincts, you need to move their toys with erratic, fast, and jerky motions. Mimic the quick, darting movements of a bird or a mouse. This satisfies their neurological craving for a high-speed chase. And while their ability to slow down time is amazing, it is their ability to see the invisible that truly shocks most cat owners. 6. Seeing the unseen. This brings us to the most unsettling feline behavior of all. Waking up to find your cat sitting perfectly still, pupils dilated, staring intently at a completely blank wall or the empty ceiling. It is the kind of behavior that makes people joke about ghosts and haunted houses, but science offers a much more mind-blowing explanation. A fascinating 2014 study published by researchers revealed that cats, dogs, and certain other mammals have lenses that allow ultraviolet UV light to reach their retinas. Human eyes block UV light to protect our vision, leaving us completely blind to this spectrum. But your cat can see it clearly. When they are staring at an empty wall, they are likely looking at UV reflective patterns. A speck of dust catching a UV ray, old urine stains from a previous pet, fluorescent chemicals in your cleaning supplies, or even friction marks on the paint. They are observing a psychedelic, glowing map of the world that you are completely blind to. The true meaning of this behavior is that your cat is simply reading the rich, invisible environment around them. The most loving thing you can do is respect this superpower. Do not scold them or forcefully move them when they are locked into this trance. Instead, marvel at the fact that you are sharing your home with a creature experiencing a reality far more vibrant and complex than you could ever imagine. Cats might be a bit nearsighted and completely miss out on red colors, but their 200-degree panoramic vision, flawless night sight, and mind-blowing ability to see ultraviolet light make them incredible predators. Understanding how your cat sees the world isn't just about learning cool, scientific facts. It is about respecting their unique way of experiencing life. Their eyes are not defective compared to ours. They are perfectly designed for their own reality. The next time your cat ignores a toy right at their feet but stares intensely at an empty wall, will you finally see the world through their eyes? If you learned something new today, subscribe for more quiet truths about feline behavior. And if you want to know what your cat's subtle tail twitches are secretly trying to warn you about, watch the next video on your screen right now.